So a very good morning to our doctor, and today I'm going to present my paperwork which I did study in the weed control in maize. So without further ado, let's move on to the introduction. Maize, or commonly known as maize, is one of the most important cereal grain in the world, both for human and animal consumption. It is also known as the world's third important cereal after wheat and rice. It also serves as an important raw material in the production of starch, oil, and sweetener. Present world production reaches 1,102.16 million metric ton. This huge production shows that the importance of maize in the food security. So maize is actually a honey plant because it can be grown in various environments, ranging from temperate to tropic with 15 degrees Celsius and frost-free. Frost-free is very important. Maize can be grown on more soil except for very dense soil or very sandy soil. The soil must be well aerated and well drained, as maize can be susceptible to waterlogging. Successful cultivation of maize actually depends on the right activity. You want to match the right growing season and the right growing period for which the purpose of the crop is grown. So actually, the maize is most likely originated from Central America, particularly in Mexico. This is because archaeologists in Teotihuacan found a 5,500 years old maize in a valley near Puebla in Mexico. This is why making it the oldest maize and the origin. Then it is spread to other regions such as Canada and Argentina. This spreading of maize shows that the maize has great adaptability, thus being cultivated in every suitable region in the world, and is being harvested somewhere around the globe every month of the year. Despite its great diversity, all maize is classified as sea maize, and many researchers believe that the maize is originated from Teosinte. It's a maize that is native to Mexico. This primitive maize actually has very low yield because the tooth of each corn is actually quite small and very low in number. So let's look at this very simple plot area because it is 2 hectares. So what is actually the planting density? Planting density is the planting area divided by the planting distance between crop multiplies with the planting distance between rows. So as we can see here, as we can see here, if the planting distance is lower, the planting distance between maize is lower, therefore your planting density is higher, that you get more maize lah. For instance, the 30 cm you get 100,000 maize in 2 hectares. Meanwhile, 40 times 60 you only get 80,000 like that. Later I will explain why the planting distance is actually important. So wheat can potentially decrease the yield of maize up to 40%. This wheat is actually a very important pest of maize. Common types of weeds are comprised of broadleaf grasses and sedges, whereas the predominant noxious C4 wheat species are Cyperatus esculentus and Trianthema portulacastrum. These two weeds actually results in great maize loss. These two weeds can actually cause up to 80 to 90% infestation under normal field conditions. The table actually shows that different weeds, which is Cynodon dactylon, Chloris batata, Dactylotinium aegyptium, Pedicetum centroides, Brachyara reptans, Echinoclora corona, Leucine indica. Then the broadleaf consists of Parthenium hysteroporus, Trianthema portulacastrum, Euphorbia prostrata, Amaranthus viridis, Calipa indica, and Cocorus olitorius, and the sedges, Cypress esculentus and Cypress rotundus. So move on to the next one. This is the control. Weed control is especially important. There are few categories of weed control, but first we will move on to the physical and mechanical control. This can be done through hoeing after 15 days of sowing. This shows effective weed control than no operational control, putting the weed density less than half. Pre-plant tillage is actually important to eradicate weed before maize planting to give favorable conditions for the maize. Few cultivators with this harrow are used due to high effectiveness. It operates decently. Sowing in maize and wheat cropping system with manual drill recorded significantly lower count of ageratum conizoids as compared to zero tillage sowing and conventional seeding. So we move on to the chemical control. Chemical control actually divides into three types of herbicide, which are pre-plant, pre-emergence, and post-emergence. Common pre-plant herbicides are glyphosate and 2,4-dichlorophenoxylacetic acid, which we know as 2,4-D. Chemical control actually provides better alternative to physical control because it's efficient and more economical. Pre-plant herbicide is sprayed before corn planting is done. Spray meaning spray on the soil to eradicate the weed seed. The time period and climatic factors actually plays a crucial role between application of herbicide and corn planting. This will determine the longevity of the pre-plant herbicide control. Meanwhile, pre-emergence such as atrazine can be applied at 1 to 2 kg per hectare on 3 to 5 days after sowing. Pre-emergence is done after the corn is planted, but yet to emerge. This herbicide also can be sprayed using backpack on rocket sprayer fitted with a flat fan nozzle using 500 liters of water per hectare. Other pre-emergence include alachlor and metolachlor, and also 1 to 2 kilograms per hectare. Post-emergence actually is sprayed after the maize is emerged, but I'll explain why actually post-emergence is not really it's not really needed in maize. So next is the cultural control. A cultural method actually aims to provide suitable condition for the growth of maize and to suppress the weed growth, improve soil structure, improve soil organic matter, maintain the aeration and the moisture of the soil. Grasses are suitable as cover crop of maize due to higher carbon to nitrogen ratio in their biomass, and grasses are generally more long-lasting compared to non-grass species because grass can be vigorous and robust. Planting distance is also important, like just like I mentioned. Narrower planting distance will provide shade that will suppress weed in the early growth of wheat and definitely give higher yield because the planting density is quite high. But this will cause another problem, which is more competition between maize, and thus adequate fertilizer must be given from time to time. Integrated weed management is a practice by utilizing various control methods to give maximum output, meaning provides a thorough and effective control in weed interference while gaining maximum crop yield. We can choose a mixture of controls such as mechanical, chemical, and cultural, planting density, planting space, and choose the resistant variety. For instance, chemical controls such as pre-plant herbicide can be applied prior to planting, and the herbicide effective can be increased through incorporation into the soil through tillage of the topsoil, ensuring the dormant weed seed below the soil surface can be exposed and eradicated. And another method is to choose the herbicide-resistant maize with suitable cover crop, whereas the selective herbicide is used in this case to ensure that the cover crop is not injured. This is the critical weed control period in maize. It's important because it is defined as a time period where weed control must be done in order to prevent yield losses. Critical control period determines which growth stage of maize must be weed-free. Thus, appropriate weed control method must be carried out. Usually, IWN is carried out during this period because when is the critical control period in maize is that in the first 3 to 5 weeks, because maize has slow growth following crop emergence. Therefore, managing weeds during this growth stage will ensure maximum yield production and growth. Delayed weed control can lead up to 60% yield loss, but after the 5th week, actually the control management can be eased. This is because the weed growth is already sufficient, or we call that vigorous enough, to compete or suppress the weed infestation. Therefore, only moderate weed control will apply. Post-emergence herbicide atrazine also can be applied, but this is not necessary. So this is the yearly budget of weed control in maize. So first we'll look at the fixed input cost, which is for the tillage. Few cultivators with this harrow. I checked the price online is 1,400 unit price, which we need only one. And the rotary hoe 700 is only one also. Then the sprayer for 2 hectare, the unit price is 140, but I estimate we need 15 for 2 hectares because the weed control period is quite short, so I think we need more sprayer to apply the herbicide. Then the variable input costs, such as the herbicide, atrazine 4 liters, 2 liters per hectare. Then 4 liters is for 2 hectare. Why the quantity is 2? Because 1 year we can plant at least 2 cycles of maize. So therefore we need 4 liters times 2. We need for 2 seasons per year. So the total gas is 190. Then phosphate, I choose to buy 20 liters because it's more economical, and in long term it's actually more economical than buying 10 liters or even 8 liters. So 2,4-D also same, 4 liters for 1 hectare, therefore 8 liters for 2 hectare, quantity 4 because 2 cycles of maize. Metal alachlor also 2 liters per hectare, then therefore 8 liters for 2 hectare and 2 seasons. Cover crops such as Centrosema pubescens seeds can be purchased. Unit price is 30 ringgit. Then the quantity 5 because there is promotion online. So I decided to buy 5 because you can still use it for the next season. Other than Centrosema, you can actually use Calapogonium or even Mucuna. So the grand total is 5,362 ringgit. However, the fixed input cost can be omitted for the next season, which I see is actually quite economical. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you.